Good Gundams in here. There are lots of flavors. You're gonna enjoy them, especially with me with my RXs. And on top of that, tons of skins for not just the Gundams, but the weapons themselves. There are weapon charms. You got, it's basically Overwatch but with Gundams, which is lit. Overwatch type gun tank. You'll never see these guys if they are strict with it. Keep in mind, this is a review of the game as now, and I'm using model kits and the Gundams that are and aren't there. What about gameplay? Well, it is overall tight. You are in a perfect, besides the gun tank, you are in a perfect, and as you can see there, perfect, for the third time, POV view of your Gundam or mobile suit. And that is lit! I have a very obnoxious personality, I'm sorry.
What is going on? I am Johnny Von Duke and you are watching Disney Channel. Why the fuck do I keep doing this intro?
Well, that didn't age well, did it, boys? Didn't age well at all. In fact, I would argue it ages well as a fart in church. As you bringing the devil's Bible onto God's green plane. You know, smoking the devil's lettuce in front of a youth pastor. You know, it's an inconceivable crime what has happened here today. Well, rather, almost a month ago now. It is just shameful, you know, it is just shameful because Gundam Evolution, you know, hear me out here. Gundam Evolution was going so good, it was going so well almost, you know. Player count was kind of low, sure, but then again, this was a free Gundam game, you know, it was a free Gundam game anyone could get into. The player count's going up and down like crazy is kind of to be suspected. I haven't investigated the numbers heavily, but listen, I could always get into a match, you know, I could always play. I never had a problem getting into a match no matter how the player numbers were. It's not going to matter now because I'm not going to play this now. The fuck? Why would I play this? You know, we're basically in boycott mode right now because what has happened is ridiculous. Not even a full year since we got this game, it is being shut down. Yes, that is right. Gundam Evolution, like barely a year in, is getting shut down. That means all the money you and I have paid for this game goes out the window. Thankfully, all I bought was like a singular mobile suit, which was like, I think $10 in gold coins or whatever the fuck the microcurrency is. The tiny penis currency, you know how it goes. I haven't spent shit really on this game, so I don't care. $10, whatever, you know, you take a piss and you forget about the $10 you spent the other day, so I'm not really worried about that. What bugs me is, and you guys can go back, look at my original video, because I show basically all the launch content, short of like a few things, but so I'm talking over my video right now. You can see this game has a lot of stuff to it, a lot of customization options. Mind you, a lot of it you can get for free. In fact, I believe you can actually get everything in game for free. So there's that. So odds are, you know, most people didn't pay money, okay, which is good. Because for most of my stuff, I didn't pay money either. Like I said, I paid $10 for a singular mobile suit, and I don't even remember which one it is. It's one of the ones that came out after launch. My brain doesn't remember. I think it was the Unicorn, which is a Gundam, not a mobile suit, but besides the point. So, this makes it a little bit worse, though, because, yeah, people didn't spend money by and large, which is probably another reason why it's getting shut down, but so, you have all these people who basically grinded forever, and, you know, like, how can I put this, like, imagine, Destiny 2's, Season Pass, you know, imagine their Battle Pass, I mean, not their Season Pass, their Battle Pass, so, I want you to imagine you did that. Oh, who am I kidding? This is almost a half reality for Bungie anyway, but for an example, imagine you completed the Battle Pass, you know, you paid for it, you got everything out of the Battle Pass, you know, you grinded hours and hours on end. You didn't spend silver or dust or whatever. I can't remember which one it is. You know, you didn't spend a single thing other than your hard-earned game time to get everything from this battle pass, okay? Then Destiny 2 shuts down tomorrow. Or, like, resets everything. You know, they've actually done that a few times already. Who am I fucking kidding? But actually, that makes it a better example because people are pissed off over that too. But so, imagine everything gets reset. You know, like 75 to 90% of the shit you got from that battle pass, useless. Well, imagine that, but with an extra 10%. 100% of everything you did in this game is now useless and worthless. Which, listen, okay, sure, it's a video game. Grand scheme of things, it's not really getting that spicy, not really getting that heavy hitting, you know, not getting that deadly. But might I suggest something here real quick? Might I dare to say something here? If the game, you know, if you really needed to scale down the game, you know, we're in the space year 2023. This game launched in 2022, but, you know, we're in the space year 2023. So, let me just point it to you this way. So, how can I spell this out, you know? For example, like my cell phone, you know, it's easy to get these repaired. What do I mean by that? Well, repairing a phone is like the same concept of, you know, taking it apart, removing and adding shit. Fairly simple for modern companies to do. So, imagine this phone, you know, but imagine it bigger and upscaled. Like, imagine this phone as the representation for the server room. Okay? Now that we have that very bad comparison, but I need to line this up somehow. So, with the phone being the comparison to the server room, you know, imagine the RAM goes bad, you know, it would be nothing, you know, it would be nothing to, like, swap it out, you know, it would be almost nothing. Yeah, you would have to shut it down, but it would take seconds, like, literal pennies on the dollar, basically, to replace that, in the grand scheme of things, anyway. RAM is not pennies on the dollars, but you get what I'm saying. So, now, servers, you know, it's like a bigger phone almost, you know, you can do all your happy shit, it runs, it roots stuff, you know. Not at all like that. I'm just trying to put it in layman's term for both myself and the idiotic audience. Sorry, idiotic audience, but so, you know, it's realistic to believe they can downscale, upscale, remove, add on to. That's basically what I'm saying. It's completely realistic to expect them to be able to do all that. You know, remove, add, downscale, upscale, turn parts off that aren't necessary anymore, you know. And we've covered this several times on the channel. Why is it when games start to decline, the first thought is, you know what I mean? Like, the first thought is, the first thought is, it's like, why? Why is this the first thought when it would take less time, less of a taxing mental math to just remove a quarter of the server that isn't being used by the player base? I don't hear a good explanation for it. I haven't in, like, all these years. Like, even back in the early days of online gaming, you know, we're going way back to, like, the days of Battlefront 2. Not the newer Battlefront 2, like the PS2, Xbox, you know, Battlefront 2. That Battlefront 2, the OG one. You know, even back then, when those servers finally got killed after so long, you know, I just stopped and thought to myself, and mind you, I was a kid back then, I just stopped and thought to myself, why not just axe half the server? It would be nothing. It'd be basically unplugging. Yeah, you would have to turn the server off, but you would be just unplugging half the server. It's not rooting to anything, it's not getting used, it's just sitting there. You can put it into another room, repurpose it, you know, it's like, what year are we in? What intelligence level are we in? Like, what is this? I really got a question. What is this? And I get I sound super unintelligent to people who actually know technology more than me. I'm sorry, but you know, it would be like a part of my phone goes bad. And yes, you can just go buy a new phone, but it's like $5 part versus $50 phone. Pretend this is the part, $5 part, $50 phone. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Why kill all potential, data? Because let's face it, ever since the early 2000s, arguably the 90s, your data has been sold, repurposed, given out. It's basically become a form of trading. So, and I even understood this back then to a degree. Why would you kill? And mind you, though, server and lobby data isn't that valuable in the grand scheme of things. It's still somewhat valuable, but I digress. So it's like, why would you kill all that data? Yeah, sure, it's OG Battlefront 2 in this context, but it's like that would still be a good chunk of change. That's a still good chunk of people, and we can apply that same logic to Gundam Evolution. So yes, I'm not a fan of my data getting basically stolen and sold, but at the same time, you couldn't obligate me to care too much about it. I know it's happening. I slightly care, but it's like, am I still breathing? Am I still breathing? Am I still drinking water? You know how it goes. So, yeah, I'm alive and I don't care, but it's just, there is no net positive for anybody. You are ripping off people, stealing funds from them, basically, which, let's face it, this is what this is. This is the equivalent of a gaming rug pull. You know what? That's actually the better wording for this. I should have just said that from the start of the video. And that's what I'm going to call this. Gundam Evolution is a rug pull. Simple as that. The only reason this will not be labeled as so in a court of law is because everybody got what they purchased in the end. Unlike cryptocurrency and stuff like that, when rug pulls happen there, you don't get what you paid for. So, yeah, you can file suits and all that shit. We can't do shit about this. And let's face it, this is a rug pull. Let's not cross hairs. Let's not over-examine. Let's not heavily debate. This is indeed a fucking rug pull. And I know for the last half hour the footage has been fucky wucky, but I don't really give a shit. But so why? This is it's not exactly Bandai directly. It's like people tied in with Bandai, but so moving forward, it's like, Bandai, what are you thinking? You already, in the term of gaming, not in the terms of their model kits you can see behind me, because the model kits everybody fucking loves, unless we're talking about real grades, real pieces of bullshit, real scams. Anyway, so moving forward from that, Bandai already has a bad reputation in the gaming sphere, and while this isn't directly them, and I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong. I'll admit that off the bat. There is a good chance I'm probably wrong. But, starting out and thinking about this by the numbers, I can't think of a case of Bandai rug pulling games. Because, again, when you think of rug pulls, you're probably thinking of cryptocurrency, not video games. But let's face it, they made mass profits off the people. They're going to be hoarding all this data they earned off of you, basically. They examined off your playtime and all that shit, your lobby hours, all that happy crap. So they're selling off your data. They've made all this money from you buying stuff for the game. Let's take it up a notch further, let's say you were just a grinder. Then, you basically just put in heavy hours for no reason now, but reality is, those heavy hours you were putting in, they could use to basically promote how their game was. You contribute to the overall end figure of the game. So, let me get this straight. You give us all these products to buy for a game that's no longer going to exist. You take all of our data for what's going to be no reason now, because at least then they could have used the data for a second game. There's not going to be a second game now, so there goes that. And then you use us to show how good your game is. You use us to show that this game has people putting in this many hours for this many suits, on this many maps, on this many battles. Basically self-jerking yourself off, and you have the balls to rug pull it all. I hope we're all on the same card right now. Like, fucking hell. Like, fucking hell. Listen, there are other Gundam games you can play, but reality is this isn't the only one too. Like, there are like 3 more modern Gundam games that are getting canceled and shut down by the end of this year. So, let me lay it out by the numbers. You see that wall? Yeah, those boxes go up to the literal ceiling, by the way. They go up, like up. So, you see that? You see that, right? You see the wall boxes and all the kits? There's a whole build closet over there on the other side, but I can't show you that right now. But, so, Bandai makes the money. Gundam as an IP makes the money. Mobile Suit Gundam as an IP definitely makes the funds. I'm just looking over all this by the numbers. I'm going over everything. I'll try to do more research into this. Maybe I can identify a core cause that doesn't sound like massive bullshit, but RIP Gundam Evolution. It will be the biggest, well, probably not the biggest, like easily the second biggest RugPull of 2023. Thankfully, we haven't had too many of those really happen to my knowledge. I've kind of bowed out of, I was never in it, but I like bowed out of the whole like cryptocurrency space, you know, studying up on it, seeing what's happening. I've lost interest. I was never in it, but it's like after I just saw RugPull, you know, I just stopped watching that shit. And then I swear to God, like I swear to God, if we see the same trend in games start to occur, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Because we aren't talking about like a shitty program on a computer, you know, we're talking about a game. You know, a game. Something that takes, not all the time, but for a lot of these big, like mainline company games, we're talking employing hundreds of people. We're talking not just hundreds, thousands of people actually. Maybe not in the case of this game, sure, but we're talking employing so many people across so many companies. Can you imagine what's gonna happen to their careers if games just become a series of rug pulls? Can you imagine that? It's gonna be fucking hell. It's gonna be hell on earth. It's gonna be oblivion. The gates of Skyrim will open up, and Todd Howard, with his fantastic booty cheeks, will release the 25th port of Skyrim. That's what will happen. I'm telling you, we're all just gonna die. That's the truth. Gaming is gonna become this great big sphere of chaos, of no empathy, of fucks given. You know, it's gonna be like drinking laxatives for the rest of your life at this point. In fact, hold on, let me take it up a notch. It's gonna be like drinking laxatives laced with buffalo diarrhea while you're eating a Caesar salad, while Jesus Christ himself is coming all over top of the salad. And then on top of that, while Jesus Christ is coming on the salad, you gotta go pissing in Jesus Christ's butthole, and that is what Gundam Evolution is. That is what Gundam Evolution is. And at the end of the day, there's only one fucking thing I can do to save us all from this horror. And you want to know what that thing is? Look me in the eyes. You want to know what it is? Here you go. Take it away, other me! Woo!
Yeah, I hope you all enjoyed the video. It's pretty much a nothing burger, but if you've been watching my channel for all 8 years that's existed, you should know that's kind of what we do here. Anyway, if you somehow found yourself enjoying it, click over here to watch another video, click over here to watch another degenerate video, click here to subscribe to my channel, then click down there for, well, whatever lazy lack of originality content I put there. Anyway, get the fuck out of here, you filthy animal. Goodbye.